Hey everyone, it's Justine the Twilight Stamper, and today I'm going to be bringing you a card for the My Favorite Things Summer School, and this is my card, and I'm using secondary colors here. And if I have a link below if you're interested in joining the challenge or if you're interested in getting the information. They have class handouts and everything like that. I'll link to that below in the description. I'm going to start off with a piece of cardstock. It measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25 inches, and I'm going to be using this hexagon stencil from Heidi Swapp. I ended up cutting this card down to a 4x4 card because I made a mistake, and you'll see that was kind of my way of fixing the mistake and doing a little bit of card surgery, and also because my sentiment wasn't exactly centered the way I wanted it to be. So I'm going to show you a couple tips on how you can fix things like that in this card tutorial. So to get started, I'm using Abandoned Coral and Spiced Marmalade inks from Tim Holtz. I really love the way these two colors combine, and I love the Abandoned Coral. I think it's my absolute most favorite color ever created. And so I'm going to be using some of my blending tools to create a background over top of the stencil. Looks really great with those lines in between and gives a really nice sharp contrast against the white. Starting off the craft paper onto the craft mat and then working my way into the card towards the left, really darkening up those areas on the right side of the card and then moving my way into a faded look. Next, I'm grabbing my Spiced Marmalade and I'm putting a really light hand to this one, going over the coral and then spreading out into a faded look over to the right. So I started to go off the bottom of it, and that's where you can see I have the one hexagon exposed in the right corner of the card, and you can see where I made my mistake and added a little bit of ink by accident, and that's why I ended up cutting it down. Now comes the fun part of revealing your work when you take off the stencil. It's my favorite part about stenciling. You can see that gives it a really amazing white contrast, and you can see my little mistake in the right corner. It's kind of one of those moments where I just wanted to swear and start over again, but I decided not to. So originally I tried to cover it up with some washi tape, and that didn't look too bad. But anyway, I decided to fix it and do surgery later. I'm using this Wish die cut, also from My Favorite Things. If you are interested in any of the products in this video, I have direct links to the stores in my description as well as on my blog. So I just sent that through my die cutting machine, and then I'm going to stamp the Make A onto my card and then add that Wish die cut that I just cut out in Simon Says Stamp black cardstock. So I'm just going to attach this to my stamp press here, the Make A, and that's going to say Make a Wish on the card, obviously. And I'm going to ink that up using some of the Memento ink and stamp that into the top left corner here, kind of above the hexagons. I think that looked really sharp adding that title there. Using my tweezers and adding a little bit of Tombow Mono Liquid adhesive, I was able to attach the Wish without any issues, but I did actually end up attaching it and not really look to seeing it was centered. My bad. Every once in a while I have one of those days. Today's also the last day of school, and since I'm a teacher, I'm kind of exhausted after the school year, so I'm going to blame it on that, and then I'm going to cram in and get my homework like a good student for the card, My Favorite Things Summer School. So I added the Wish to the card. Sorry for babbling there for a little bit. The tweezers really help give you a steady hand when attaching these small die cuts. I'm also going to add the dot on top of the eye. This is kind of the point where I noticed my card was a little off center, so I decided to cut it down to 4x4, which I did off screen actually, and I think it looked even better because it gave it a little more focus and it made that Wish not look a little bit bigger than it actually kind of looked lost on the big card, and it worked out really well. So I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, and you'll rate my video by giving me a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment. That would be fantastic, and I look forward to doing some more videos and catching up on my homework.